Hey, besties, how are you? Great, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Look at me doing a video this time. I thought you guys might want to see my face. Um, I also kind of want to do some more videos. Like I have said in previous episodes, I can't do what I want to do and do videos every single time. And I see this happening long into the future. I'm not going to be able to do video every single time because Bree and chill. Sometimes chilling is going to be hiking and I can't film somebody hiking, and I'm not going to film skating with somebody. I'm not going to film every single activity. Um, if we're doing something where we're sitting down and stuff, maybe. But here we are. You can see my face this time. Great. I love it. Sorry if you're on Spotify and you can't see me. Go to the YouTube and watch it. There's nothing too crazy. I actually kind of hate my makeup today. It looks okay on camera, but like in the mirror, I can't stand it. I actually really don't like the way that makeup looks on my skin. I don't want it to look like I have makeup on. I've worked a long time to get my skin so good to where I don't really need makeup, but now my skin is really good and it's better to put makeup on, I will say. But the shade of foundation that I'm wearing is slightly too light for my skin because I got a tan. I look like I went to Florida for a little bit. Imagine that. So I want to do this episode. I want to talk about my trip because I don't have a lot of friends to talk about the trip with. So I got you guys. And there's like at least 55 of you between the platforms. So honestly, I'm so appreciative of that. That might not sound like a lot of numbers to people, but if that many people were in my apartment, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. So yeah, it means a lot to me that you guys listen to every single episode. I cannot even imagine how much bigger this is going to get. But I'm okay with the progress that I've been making. Especially because, I said I was locking in this year and I'm really doing it. I know my last episode was a little late, but it was like, I recorded it like a day before the trip. So I didn't really have time to deal with the formatting of it. Because I had to convert a lot of, especially audio stuff, and it was like 2 hours long. This one's not going to be 2 hours long. I don't have another person here. It's just me talking to a camera. And I'm going to look at myself a lot too because I can see myself. And I'm just going to keep looking. I don't think I look too bad today. Anyway, so I turned 31 in Miami. It didn't even feel like I turned 31. I'm 31? I can't believe it. I don't think getting older is ever going to like feel right. Like I don't feel 31. I feel like maybe I'm 23. I feel like I turned 23 and kind of like, I don't know. I can't say I feel like I got stuck there because there are a lot of things that I've matured on, but then there's other areas where I kind of grew down, so to speak. Like doing the inner child work and stuff. It's weird. I've grown up and down at the same time. But I just don't feel 31. I feel really energetic, and I know there's a lot of people my age that they're talking about their back hurts and their knees hurt and like they don't have energy to go do anything, and I'm sorry for you guys. I can't relate. There's a lot of people from high school that will like post about they don't feel good in their bodies. And I can't relate, but I've stayed active for a long time. I like to do movement activities, and I think that contributes to why I don't feel that old. I also don't feel like I look that old either, even though there are places that won't ID me, and I get really offended. Because like, why are you not IDing me? Why? Anyway, so yeah, if I could talk, I turned 31 in Miami. I also did see Artemis. What else is new? Seen my best friend. That was awesome too. It was just really complete vibes, especially if you know me. I love Miami. I have played a lot of Vice City growing up. One of my favorite games of all time. So it just, I don't know. I love going there and like the whole aesthetic. I don't know. And the sun's out and you can walk a lot and it doesn't even feel like you even walked that far. Like we would walk somewhere that's 20 minutes away and it didn't even feel like we walked for 20 minutes because it was just like the scenery is so nice. It makes it easy to be outside. You know, I didn't have to drive to a place in order to walk. In Ohio, that's kind of how it is. I like to do hikes and whatnot, but sometimes it's like doing the drive is really irritating for me because I have to convince myself to get in the car, then drive to the place where I'm going to take a walk. And I don't know. It's just, there's so much mental stuff. And plus, it's still cold in Ohio. It's still cold here. Actually, we just had 2 days ago, it was like 81 degrees here, and it's 30 today. I'm like, what? I seen the sun was out and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I could whip out the skates and go to a trail. I'm not skating in 30-degree weather. I'm not doing that. I don't like that. But that's besides the point. I'm not trying to hate on my state. It's beautiful in the summer, but yeah. So I want to say I actually enjoy being in group 6 when I fly rather than like group 2 and such. My cat has joined the chat. Sorry if you're on Spotify and you're missing some context. My Chucky Bean has showed himself, showing my face, and my cats. He's gonna make some biscuits for me real quick. But yeah, I like being group 6 opposed to group 2. During my last trip, I did end up being group 2 because I took a carry-on. So I kind of did like the next step up from like the basic because I needed my carry-on. And with that came getting to pick my seat and being in an earlier group. But man, getting on there in group 2, I'm just like sitting there waiting for everybody else to get on the plane. I just think for me, it doesn't matter because we're all going to get on the plane anyway. And like, if you're group 6, you have a little bit more time to use the airport bathroom and not the plane bathroom. I think I've only used the plane bathroom maybe like twice in my life. But being in the earlier groups is not all it's cracked up to be. In my opinion, if you want to be like one of the early boarders, good for you. That's fine. You're allowed to do that. I don't really care either way, but it was just like I had to sit on the plane and wait for everybody else to get on. And I just don't think it was like, I don't think it mattered to me too much to be in group 6 versus group 2. So, but that was my first experience being that early on the plane. So my trip usually starts when I'm going to the airport. It doesn't start when I land. Like I get to the airport and my brain just pew. I think I might be the most calm person at the airport that I have ever met. It's not that big of a deal. I'm excited to go where I'm going. Got the adrenaline pumping. So that's when it started. It's when I got on the plane. I flew into Fort Lauderdale and I had to take public transportation to Miami. I originally was going to take the train. They have a train. And it was so late. I just wanted to go get checked in and go to bed. And that's kind of what happened. Actually figured out a hack. It's cheaper to take an Uber from the train station to Miami, which it has a free shuttle from the airport to the station. It's a free shuttle. But it was like $50 cheaper to take my Uber from the station to where I was staying. And that was really cool. And usually I was really hardcore. Like, I'm going to just take public transportation because it's way cheaper. But I was just like fed up. I was ready for bed, dude. As much as I love traveling, I do need sleep sometimes. And it was like 10:30 by the time I got there to check in. I actually have I have a new part of my lore. I have grown a little bit when I went there. I get there and there's this girl that's like waiting to check in, and I got there way before my best friend. I got there like a day earlier because it was cheaper for me to get there early and stay and then meet her the next day. It was cheaper for me. So I did that. Plus, if I would have flown in the next day, I wouldn't have gotten there until like 6 p.m. So it all worked out. That's besides the point anyway. But I go in, and there's this girl. She's been waiting for a while, it seemed. And there's a sign at the desk that's like, somebody will be right with you. And we're both impatient. I'm sitting here like, dude, I'm tired. And I'm usually not like a Karen type person. I usually don't care that bad about waiting, but dude, I was so tired. And then finally, I don't know how long we were waiting, like at least 10 minutes that since I got there. I don't know how long the girl was waiting before me. Then the guy comes out, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't even that mad. I'm not that mad. Because he was cute. I'm single, so I'm like, I'm single. And unfortunately, I have hormones, so my eyeballs are like, woo. But he was very cute, so I forgave him for being gone for so long. You know? And then had some conversation with him as I was checking in. I'm like, dude, I don't know, like, he's probably just doing his job. He's probably just being nice because his job. I don't know. I like needed to make a move, okay? And I thought I was going to do it that night, but I was like way too scared. I was too shy. So I didn't do anything. But he was really cute. And then the next day I spent time on the beach. I got burnt my first day. Yes, I used sunscreen. Yes, I reapplied it. I just think my sunscreen was really bad. So I just burnt. It might have been expired too. That's a possibility, but the UV in Florida is way different than the UV in Ohio. So I got burnt really bad the first day. It was worth it though. Got to touch the ocean and whatnot. Wonderful. And so then the next day, which was Friday, which was my birthday, we ended up going and doing some museum. I think it's called Paradox Museum. That was really cool. We got a lot of cool pictures there. And I was trying to stay out of the sun, let my body heal a little bit. Got some food, and we did, stuff that probably sounds boring. This might be boring to a lot of people, but I just really want to talk about it. I want to talk about my whole trip. I have not actually sat here and talked about my trip in what seems like a chronological order. Like, I can't believe I'm actually going on a timeline. I didn't intend on being this way. But so on my birthday, we got my birthday coffee from Starbucks. I was for sure doing that. It was a good time. Spent some time on the part of Miami that I don't really go to. I'm usually on like the South Beach area. I don't know how to pronounce it. Brickell, is that how you pronounce it? If you're from Miami, let me know. Because I don't know. But I'm there a lot. I come to Miami. It's probably my most traveled place. And you guys wouldn't believe that I have another trip planned. But we'll get to that part. We will get there. So then the following day was Artemis Day. It was really great. I love being a groupie. It's been a lot of fun. But I'm not so much of a groupie where I'm going to stand outside of his tour bus, because I had seen that during his tour. Like I seen posts about girls being outside of his tour bus. To me, that's weird because it's like, I don't know if you guys just seen that. Did you see this man just try to grab my microphone? My cat just tried to grab my microphone. You got something to say? Oh. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, Spotify people. My cat is like, he just tried to eat my microphone. It's got like the fuzzy, it's got the fuzzy thing on it. And he's still staring at it. You can't have this, sir. You can't have this. Anyway, what was I saying? I think I was talking about Artemis and being a groupie and not standing outside of his tour bus. I don't know. To me, that's weird. If you're that kind of fan, I'm sorry. That's odd. That's very, very odd behavior. It's one thing to wait after the show for him. That's what I did. But going outside the tour bus is like, I don't know. It's just like somebody being outside of your house or like your hotel room. Like, what if he was going number 2 and you guys are just out there like, Artemis? What's wrong with you people? Stop doing that. Stop doing that to celebrities. Like, they are people. And I'm not like saying they should be like Chapel Roan or whatever, however the fuck you pronounce her name. Because there's parts where she's right. She is just some random girl. And I don't know. Y'all just gotta chill, take it down a notch. Don't be doing that. But anyway, we got there pretty early, and like we sat outside. And I think I didn't get in the very front. I got like a row back. I was kind of upset because there was this girl that was kind of tall that was like really in front, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, can you shrink a little bit? But anyway, I think because I got there early, they were like asking people to show them their ticket, and they like gave us these wristbands. And at one point I had to get water, and like I had to go up some stairs, and then like when I came back down, and they were like, oh, she's got a wristband. So like only people with wristbands were in the very front section, which is crazy because like I didn't know that's how that venue operated. But let me tell you, when we were walking in, this line was massive. And they have concessions like in the line. So like you don't even have to get out of line while you're waiting to actually get in. So like we were inside the building, line wrapped around to go in the actual doors to the theater. And the concessions are just like kind of set up throughout the line. And there's this guy talking to his coworker, and he's like, I've worked here 10 years and I have never seen a line like this. And mind you, I'm already like getting really emotional. Like I'm sitting there like, I'm surprised Kat didn't notice that my eyes, I felt like they were bulging out of my head because I'm sitting there trying to like not bawl my eyes out because of this line. I don't know. I think it's because I've gotten to like kind of watch him grow like and blow up. And then to hear somebody say that they have worked at that venue for 10 years, never seen a line like that. I don't know. I was just like crying. I was like so proud. I was like, oh, trying to not cry. And I didn't know how to explain it to Kat. Like, because I would have been like ugly crying if I would have let myself cry. It's just like crying at somebody's wedding almost. Like, I'm just like, I'm so happy for him that to be in this experience that, like he's having all these people show up for him. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's because I used to want to be a musician, and I don't know. I love watching this stuff happen, and to get to be a part of it is awesome. And I think it was the last show in the tour. So it was a pretty big moment. I don't even think he knows about that. Like, I don't think he knows that there's never been a line like that at that venue, which has been around for a while, and multiple artists have been there, and like, you never had a line like that? That's crazy. It's just crazy. But I ended up not crying, so I didn't mess up my makeup or anything. That was great. The show was phenomenal. Then, of course, afterwards, we waited for him to come out. Why not? I needed an updated picture with him. I already had pictures with him. I had him from Oklahoma. It was my lock screen for like a whole year, or maybe a little less than a year, because I think it was April that I met him last year. So he was my lock screen. So I finally got to meet him, and I'm not one of the people that push through either. I'm pretty patient, and I don't know why, but like each time I've like met him, people give us space. It's really weird, and I don't really want to assign meaning to it, but I think it's kind of cool. I just also think it's kind of weird because like everybody else, it's like crowded around, and usually he has a thing where I'm pretty sure he kind of meets people as like a marketing thing to get people to come back because they feel personable. I don't know if this is true. But like if I was an artist, I would do the same thing. So you can tell he doesn't always want to be taking pictures with people. Like he'll be ready to go, and he'll just kind of like take a selfie and then move the person onto the next one, onto the next fan. But I finally got to him, and he's tall, and there was a photographer following him around, like just using her light so people had lighting, which thank fucking God, because we get some good pictures. But since he's tall, his face was like kind of shadowing my face, and I straight up told him, I was like, hey, don't be shadowing my face like that. So he like kneeled down so he wouldn't shadow my face. And I got some great photos, and he was actually smirking, which is awesome. And I wouldn't know he was actually smirking if Kat didn't take photos of me taking selfies with him. I think I might like those a little bit better than the selfies that I got, because you can see his little cheekbones. Probably because fans don't talk to him like that. Because I'm like, don't be shadowing my face. And then I showed him that he was my lock screen. I was like, hey, look, this has been my lock screen for like the last year. And then he told me he loved me. So that's like all I ever needed to hear in my life anyways, is Artemis to tell me directly that he loved me. And I fist bumped him, told him I loved him too. And then Kat goes for her picture, and he treats her like a regular fan. Like there was actually another fan in her photo with him. And I just felt bad. like she had to crop this other girl out. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't know how I got lucky to get people to stay the hell away from me when I'm taking my photo. Maybe it's just the universe doing some stuff, because I'm a universe bitch, okay? I love the orchestration of stuff and manifestation and all that. But it was great. Got some beautiful photos. Maybe you should look on Instagram. Brien Chill, BRIEN as in Nancy, CHILL. That's my name on there. If you don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you could look on TikTok too. Could look on my Facebook. My Facebook's kind of not blending very well with the podcast in like content creation. It's weird how the algorithms are a little bit different, but it's just not doing as well. So you can probably find the link on my Instagram for that if you really want to go on my Facebook. I would appreciate it. I would love if you guys followed me on everything. I would love that. You should do it. We're besties. Why would you not want to? Anyway, so the Artemis show was good. I didn't tell you guys, we were there during a spring break. I think spring break was multiple weeks this year, but we were there during spring break. Like there was all kind of cops everywhere, and I'd never seen. My cat just tried to grab my microphone again. I'm about to kick him off the couch. You can't do that, sir. But we were there during a spring break, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, for one, I'm turning 31, and there's like a bunch of people that are 21. So I felt kind of old then. So I was like, dang, I'm not as young as these youngins out here back in my day. Well, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna party with them, and I'm not like a partier like that, but I was, I was like, well, celebration weekend, and we go out, and I don't know where people go in Miami to party because like I went to some places that had really good reviews, like, oh, this is such a good place, and I get there and it's like dead. Like the younger generation doesn't party. They ain't like millennials. I think we did things different, but we also like we had Four Loco with the original formula. The original formula was the best. It was the best one. But it just wasn't, I don't know, like it's such a thing where Miami's like party, party, party. No. Where do you go? Where do you go to party? Where do you go dance? Because that's really what I like to do. I don't necessarily care about like drinking or anything like that too much, but I do like to go dance. And I can't find anywhere to dance there. So if you know some places, let me know. Let me know so I can have things to do at night. Because during the day is easy because I can literally just sit on the beach the whole entire day. I will be in that water all day long. All day. Kat actually found out that I was I really meant that. I'll stay in the water for hours. So actually, there was a little crab that landed on me at one point on my swimsuit. And I was like, I thought it was seaweed because there was a lot of seaweed in the water because it rained and whatnot. And I felt something poking me. And I was like, and I thought a seaweed just brushed past me. I looked down as a little tiny crab. I about took my swimsuit top off because I was freaking out. Because I'm like, don't want him to pinch me. He did not pinch me, but they got they're pointy. They're little pointies. And it was like touching me. And then he just shot off. Like he just like darted off somewhere else. I don't know. I didn't know crabs swam like that. I had no idea they could swim. I thought maybe it's because I watched a lot of SpongeBob. If you can't tell by the little sign there, the sign behind me. I love SpongeBob. You guys should see the rest of my apartment. I've got a SpongeBob painting in front of me, and then I got a Patrick one that my friend did over there, and then I got another like a window one with the floating shopping list and the ghost on the other side. Maybe I'll post that on my socials because I don't think a lot of my socials have seen that. I don't always post my art. I don't call myself an artist. My grandma, if she was still here, would probably be like, no, you're an artist, because she used to do that a lot. But yeah, I guess because of SpongeBob, I didn't know crabs could actually like swim because it was fast. He was like, phew, like a little jet. I don't know. He was gone. It was kind of cool though. Like it was freaky because I didn't want to get pinched, but it was also like, dang, this crab trying to get a peek, I guess. I don't know. I think he might have just like kind of got washed up. He probably didn't know where he was. So yeah, that was really cool. Not too much else to say about being on the beach. It's a beach day. Like what else do you do? Tan, swim, play in the waves. I don't know. This whole time though, we're gonna circle back to front desk guy. We're gonna circle back because I did not stop thinking about him the whole time that I was there. I didn't stop thinking about him. And I'm sitting there telling Kat, like, we're walking around. We weren't staying far from there. Like I stayed there the first night waiting for her because it was a lot cheaper than just booking the hotel that we had for another night. So I stayed somewhere else while I waited for her to get there. So we would walk by and like peek in. I'd be like, no, that's not him. Me talking about don't go outside of Artemis's tour bus, but meanwhile I'm like trying to get somebody's Instagram that works at a hotel. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just as bad. But one night, it was like the last night that we were there. I mainly wanted to do it as like kind of like a rejection therapy. I'm trying to do things that make me highly uncomfortable because I think it'd make the podcast easier and like content creation easier because this stuff has definitely changed the way I think and the way I view myself. and the way I do things. Like, it's so different. It really is. I keep telling everybody, I feel like I'm becoming a different person. And I think it's just like, there's like a personality change or something, you know, like it really is different because I just used to not act this way. I used to not be a podcaster. I used to not do this. I used to just want to do, I never actually really wanted to do regular jobs. I just did it because I'm like supposed to. And I still obviously make money. Eventually, I would like this to make me something if I could. If not, whatever. But we're going to try it anyway. So, our last night there, we're standing outside, and like Miami has a restaurant in like every lobby of every hotel. So, in front of this particular one, there's like a Mexican restaurant, and you know, there's a host outside waiting to like seat somebody, and Kat and I are like outside, and we're talking about like, oh, let's go. That's not him. And then the host is like, can I help you guys? Because we were standing there for a while. And Kat's like, momming, talking about, oh, she likes one of the guys that works in there. Like, yeah. And he's like, go in. He's like supportive of it. He is here for it. And we go in, and Kat's doing like all this dirty work for me. And she's like asking the coworker that's working at the front desk, because she's like, I asked about the guy with the septum. And she was asking, is he single? And when does he work next? And this guy's actually on board and goes and looks at his phone. Yeah, he comes in at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, bet. I'll be back in before we go. Next day comes, and you know, we're about to take our luggage to get babysat so we could swim, because our flight wasn't until like nighttime. So, and she's like, do you need me to go in with you? I was like, no, I got it. I'll be a good girl, or not a good girl, big girl. I'll go in and do it. And I go in, and like I wait in line looking like I'm about to check in, and eventually he like waves me over. He's like, I'm like, do you remember me from a couple days ago? He's like, yeah. And I started asking him. I asked him for his Instagram because I feel like it's like the least pressure. And I'm expecting him to tell me no. And honestly, I was hoping he would tell me no. He didn't. Actually, before I even finished the sentence of, can I have your Instagram? Before I said the full word Instagram, he's, yes. Like, okay, yeah, okay. Great. And I told him I really wanted to ask him the first day that I was there. And he said it was good that I didn't, because since I was a guest, he wouldn't have been allowed to do it. And so I was like, wow, look at my nervousness coming in to help me a little bit. That's great. So yeah, I got his Instagram, and we've talked. And because of him, I looked up flights. Sort of because of him, not fully. I was just like, when would be the next cheapest time that I could go? And especially because I have a goal to travel at least once a month this year, even if it's just camping. I might not fly every single month because I have other trips that I might want to do. I'll get into that in a little bit. And then, yeah, so I'm going again here in like 5 days. 5 days. 5 more days. So less than a month than when I was last there. I'll be back. I'm excited, and I am supposed to hang out with this guy. How's it really going? It's kind of acting the same way as most guys that I talk to. I actually, when I was doom scrolling, had a tarot reading thing. That's how you know I've been doom scrolling so long, is when the tarot readers come out. And mind you, I'm not against divination stuff. I'm not against tarot cards. I have a deck of tarot cards. I have a deck, okay? But it's just like sometimes when the internet ones come to me, that's when I'm like, okay, I've been scrolling for way too long. But it was like, somebody thinks that you're in love with them. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to back off. I'm going to back off of this guy. I'm going to back off just slightly because, like, I don't know you like that. You live in a different state. Even though I'm a person, I'm like, I don't care where you live. I literally fly to a man to see his shows that doesn't remember me yet. Maybe he does. Maybe next time he will. Maybe I wear the same skirt every single time. How do you not know me? And I don't really have a face like everybody else's. I don't have that typical, like, the baddie face. I don't have that. I have a normal person face, like, kind of asymmetrical. I don't have, you know. I did get asked, like, does he recognize you yet? And then I got told, I'm surprised you'll be his next album cover. I'm like, I hope so. I would love to be an album cover. I want to know where to sign up to be in his music videos. Where do I sign up? One day I want to have him on the podcast. I actually did find an email thing. So whenever I'm ready to have him on here, I can email him or whoever, the management, and ask. I'm not going to do it yet because I'm like, I don't really want to do it as in like I need clout thing. It's not about that. Obviously, I just literally would love to sit and talk to Artemis because I think we might be kind of similar people. I think we might be kind of similar. And he's also, I don't know, he doesn't seem like a person who takes everything like crazy fucking serious. And I'm really into people that don't take everything too seriously. I'm sorry the colors are changing if you're watching on YouTube. My cat is behind my curtains. Dude, my cats act like this when I'm recording. They don't do this stuff unless I am doing an episode. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but they are just like this. But let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out with this dude. I'm not gonna name him. I did tell him he's probably gonna be part of my lore forever because that was a big move for me to go ask somebody from Florida like for their Instagram. It was a big move, and I was really expecting him to say, "No, I'm sorry, no," whatever. Or the worst case scenario, like, fuck off. I don't fucking know you. You can't have my Instagram. That's actually what I pictured in my head when I do try to do rejection therapy is like asking people in their life, fuck off, you stupid bitch, punch me in the face or something, which is really unrealistic, but I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. I can't tell you what's wrong with me and why I think that way, but I do. But I do have a really exciting guest that's about to be on this podcast whenever we can get it scheduled and recorded and stuff. And I'm so excited about it. If you have listened, I think I talked about him on here before. I think it might have been like episode 2, maybe. It might have been the first episode. I don't know. Maybe the 3rd. I've talked about him though, for sure. I know I've talked about him on my socials a little bit because of the adding up of events. And I don't know if I should even tell him his lore. Like, this guy has lore on my podcast. I don't know what episode it is. But if you guys remember Mustang Boy. Do you guys remember Mustang Boy? Remember that? Remember that was part of my rejection therapy is commenting on this guy who rollerblades. I commented about if you were a car, you would be a Mustang. And I'm sitting there thinking the same. Like when I posted that comment, it was one of those things where I had to put my phone away for a while, put it on silent, and like ignore that I even had a phone because it was like I was expecting them to block me. Be like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Like, why would she comment? That's fucking weird, This pretty bold comment, and then to my surprise, he actually has told somebody the exact same thing. And Mustangs are his favorite car. And I have a whole joke about my soulmate driving a Mustang. And it really stems from Artemis because him and Nessa Barrett did a song called Mustang Baby. And it's been an inside joke to myself. When I was little, my dream car was a Mustang, actually. When I was really little. Blue, specifically. I wanted blue. So, but yeah. Mustang Boy is actually agreed to be on here. I'm not going to tell you his real name. You'll know when the episode comes out. But I decided to ask him before he got so big to where he's never responding to anything, because he's doing really well on social media. He's doing like bodybuilding and stuff. Like I ended up finding a bodybuilding page, and he's like, he's doing real good. And he's really cool. I'm not into bodybuilding like that. I think it's interesting. I love watching people do it because I'm like, dude, I couldn't do that. I like seeing people do things that I wouldn't necessarily do myself. Just, I don't know. I'm just interested in people. People are just interesting. I don't know. It's a lot easier to be a lover than a hater for me. Here comes my cat, probably trying to eat my microphone again. But yeah, Mustang Boy will be on here. It's going to be a great episode. It'll be my first time doing like a remote session. And I'm also probably going to try to edit. I know I've said in previous episodes, I really hate editing. I think though, the more I play around with it, the more I think I'm going to end up liking it a lot. Because I've been playing around with editing a little bit with my reels and stuff. And it's a little bit fun. So we'll see. But I kind of want to do like where my guest episodes are, I just record with them instead of doing my intro with them there. I would rather edit my intro in, if that makes sense. So like I want to just start the conversation instead of having them having to sit there and listen to me be like, POV, your bestie sent you a 30-minute long voice message, or my hi besties, like how I've been doing the last few episodes. And I think his episode might be where I really test that out, because I don't want him to sit there and listen to that. And I just like, that was kind of rejection therapy too. Like I think it's that I go through wanting to ask somebody something, and then I don't know, I am always expecting a negative answers, probably because of how I grew up. I'm not even used to people liking me at all. I was made to feel like nobody liked me as a kid. And it's hard to get over. I know you can't live in trauma forever, but it's not an overnight process to fix the internal stuff. Like logically, I know better, but it's like my nervous system is wired this way. So like when people are like genuinely wanting to hang out with me or just nice to me, versus like something I used to do as a kid, like trying to ask, showing somebody something and they didn't really pay attention or whatever, So like, it's like I'm trying to like get people to tell me no and like be comfortable with it. But it's like people are not responding negatively. Like I think that they will. And Mustang Boy, I didn't think he would say yes to come on the podcast, but I was like, I'm going to ask him before he blows up. And it was a positive response that he's going to come on. And now I don't think he doesn't follow me, but that does not mean he hasn't looked at my stuff. And I just kind of wonder, like, has he seen my stuff? I think he does. I think he's peeped at least once. He's looked, maybe not listened to the podcast. I don't care if he doesn't listen to the podcast. I don't think everybody should. This is bestie vibes. Like I really don't have an actual niche. I don't have advice to tell people. I'm not somebody I don't want to tell anybody how to live their life. I really don't. I don't want to tell them how to diet. I don't want to tell them how to work out. I don't want to tell them I don't even want to tell them how to travel. I'm kind of a gatekeeper when it comes to my traveling. Okay. Because I don't want you guys to have all the cheap flights. Like I kind of just get lucky when I find my cheap flights. That's kind of just luck. I just go look and like, boom, $50 round trip. $50 round trip. I just go look. That's what I do. I go look. I stay in hostels. I'll stay in hostels. That's not everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people don't want to share a room with somebody. And me, I'm cool. I just need a bed to sleep in, a shower, and somewhere to go pee. Okay? That's what I need. I actually don't really want to be at the room that I'm staying at most of the time that I'm at some place, I like to be out doing stuff when I go on a trip. If I want to sit inside, I'll stay home. I'll just stay home where I can sit inside as long as I fucking want to, you know? But it's just not everybody's cup of tea to stay in a hostel or to fly the discount airlines. Like, people talk so much crap on Spirit and Frontier. I think I might be a loyal Frontier person. I'm actually really close to a free flight. So, but they get me from point A to point B cheap and quick. Like, I can't really, I don't know. I just travel cheap, and that's not everybody's vibe. Some people want and if you want the luxury stuff, that's on you. That's on you. I personally just want to get where I'm going. I want to go to Miami. I want to swim. I want to swim. That's what I want to do. I go there for the beach. I even heard this dude in the water talking to his friend, or maybe it wasn't his friend. It looked like they were kind of together, but not kind. I don't know. I couldn't tell. But I'm just minding my own business, paddling and floating away, just existing in the water. And the guy's like talking about, isn't this just beautiful? Like, he said the Bahamas is his number one favorite to be at. And he said, but Miami is his number two, which is crazy because, like, that's my favorite beach. I prefer Miami over Key West because it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I love it. That's why I go. That's why I go, so I can swim. I can swim in the ocean. If there's anything on the zodiac that I live up to, is being a Pisces and a fish. I would almost live in the water. I would live in the water if I could do that. I'm like this close to being a marine life. I don't know why I incarnated as a human when I could have just incarnated as a dolphin and I could be there all the time. But I guess as a dolphin, I couldn't go hiking. I do love hiking, but I think I love swimming in the ocean more. Like, my brain just shuts up. And it's funny. Okay. My microphone died. So you guys maybe heard that. Maybe it just got bad quality for a second, but my microphone died. So thank God I had this one nearby, right? Maybe that's my sign. I'm cutting it close. Because it's crazy. I've been talking for almost an hour. But I really wanted to talk about my trip to people. I really wanted to talk about it. I don't have nobody to talk about it to. A lot of people don't even want to hear about it. People don't want to hear that you had a good time. People are addicted to other people's suffering, and that's just, it's sad. You know, if you're somebody and you have some good news or something that you really want to, like, go on and on about, hit me up. Hit me up. I don't have a huge following yet. I will listen. I will listen to the stuff that nobody else wants to hear you talk about. Now, if you're going to complain, I am not the person to come to complain to. I'm not going to sit there and complain with you. But I will listen to if you have a passion or something that you're working on or something. I'm going to hype you up. I'm going to hype you up. Do what you want to do. Do what you love to do. Talk about it to people who want to hear about it. Talk about it to people who don't care if you repeat yourself. I love when people repeat themselves. You told me this story already 3 times. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you like, I'm not going to tell you. You already told me that. And if I do say, I remember you talking about that, it's going to be in a sense like, yeah, I remember. But keep going. I'll hear it again. You're in love with this thing that you're talking about, and I'm here for it. And I think the world would be better if more people could just, like, be happy and be allowed to be happy. Like, nobody likes to allow others to be happy. And I just don't understand why. I mean, misery loves company. Well, guess what? Your happiness needs some company too. And if you need a person, hit me up. That's the whole point of this. Like, I want to have a community where we can talk about things that we like instead of complaining or judging people for doing things that they're doing. The world's already, like, we're kind of like in a war right now. Like, we don't need any more negativity. Anyway, I think I'm going to end that here. So I think I ran out of things to talk about. Wish me luck on my next trip. I don't know why I'm saying wish me luck. I guess wish me luck if I hang out with this guy. If I don't, ultimately it's fine. I've been to Miami by myself. I actually like going on trips by myself. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a concert to go to. I don't have anything to do this time. I literally can just do whatever I want. And if we hang out, that's cool. If we don't, that's cool too. He was supposed to be rejection therapy. I don't know. I can't believe that he even wants to hang out. But who knows? Who knows how it'll go? But yeah. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope I helped you keep yourself company, or I don't even know how to word it. I hope I kept you a little bit of company during whatever you're doing. If you're working, if you're cleaning, if you're sitting at the office and you just need some background noise that's not music, because I get it. That's why I started doing podcasts, because I started listening to them when I worked at Amazon, and I couldn't skip songs because I'm a liked playlist girly. So sometimes I'm skipping like 17 songs. I'm skipping. And so I started listening to podcasts because I was like, I need something that's going to keep me busy for like an hour or so. It's where I don't have to I don't have time to skip. And yeah, then I got the idea. I was like, oh, maybe that's what I should do. And so here I am, episode 9. I thought this was episode 10. Technically it is, because I still have one that I just won't fucking get myself to edit. Maybe I'll do that and post that too. But I said I was locking in this year. So even if I post that 1 month down the road, maybe it will get posted. But then I'll edit the intro, be like, hey, I've had this for a while. But yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, or rest of your month, or whatever the hell. Just have a good life. Have a good fucking life. And I will see you in the next one. Hopefully with Mustang Boy. That might be a couple episodes down the road. I don't know. But you're going to be hearing from me again in like a week and a half, okay? Anyways, bye. I love you guys.